as you guys probably know, Trump recently held another rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Now, if you don't know the significance of Butler, Pennsylvania, that is where the infamous Trump shooting took place. And so he's been kind of hyping this up for a little bit, that he was going to do another rally, kind of resume where he left off, because of the shooting, and kind of, do it again, right? And so he did that. And somebody who joined him as a guest speaker as part of this event was Elon Musk. And quite a few memes have come out of this situation. So let's go ahead and let's dive into it. We're not going to look at the full Trump speech that happened that day, but we're specifically going to take a look at what Elon Musk had to say during his speech at this event. So without further ado, here we go. This is Elon Musk joins Donald Trump at site of assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. Here we go.
We're honored to be joined tonight by one of the people who is going to help us build this incredible future. And he is a truly incredible guy. And I don't say that often.
You were laughing your ass off at this? Jesus. I'm hearing this as big cringe. I haven't watched the speech yet. This will be my first time watching the speech, but I have seen some of the meme-worthy clips and pictures going on. Yeah.
He's a great gentleman. He's done such an unbelievable job for North Carolina, for Georgia, for Alabama, for Florida, for Tennessee. His name is Elon Musk.
He's done an exceptional job tanking Twitter, running it into the ground, making it a non-functional mess, overrun with far-right extremists. He's a great guy.
He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major...
This is like a big moment for like Elon. You ever been like, okay, since you guys are live stream chatters, okay, you ever been in the chat of like one of your favorite streamers? We're not talking like a little, loser streamer like me, but like a big streamer who has like a big following, lots of live viewers and stuff like that. And you ever had that like exciting moment where you're in a big streamer's chat and you type out a message in the chat thinking, oh, I'm just going to throw my thoughts out into the ether in the chat, and your favorite streamer happens to point out your chat and read it on stream, and that level of like excitement and like the little dopamine rush you get because Senpai noticed you. You know that moment, right? That's Elon right now when Donald Trump is saying his name on that stage. Like he's giddy like a little schoolgirl.
American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into...
He didn't even really start like Tesla. If you look at like the lore of Tesla, there was like somebody else who founded it, and he just somehow, people just think that he was the guy who started it. There's like a really good video by Jay Aubrey, I think it is, does a really good video on the history of Elon Musk. Highly recommend watching that, because like the whole Elon started Tesla thing is a bunch of bullshit. But yeah.
Space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
My favorite thing about Elon, if you ever watch Elon, like video of Elon, he'll do this like really cringy thing, and then he looks around at everybody for like approval. Like, did you guys like that? That thing that I did that's really cringy is going to be memed to hell and back, by the end of the week. You guys like that? That was really good, right? Yeah. He like always looks to everybody for approval. It's so funny.
Hi, everyone.
Do you think he's hyped up on ketamine right now? Because that's his drug of choice, right? Ketamine? You think he's hyped up on the stuff right now?
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Oh my God, the cringe has already started. I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Oh my God. He should have did that in like the Batman voice. I'm dark MAGA. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
First of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not one of these people, like, I know a lot of people like to meme, like, oh, the shooter missed, like, better luck next time, or anything. I'm not one of these people, okay? I'm not in favor of what happened in that situation. But let's talk seriously about this for a second. It's not like he took it, like, to the chest, or, like, it didn't hit center mass or anything like that. It grazed his ear. Okay, it's even debatable whether it was actually the bullet that hit him or like a glass fragment or something. I don't know the details on that, to be honest. But like in any case, like it grazed his ear. Okay, he had a little patch on his ear for a little bit. A bunch of like MAGA Trump supporters in solidarity wore patches on their ears during the RNC. It looked really cringe and whatnot. But like, within a matter of days, like it's almost like nothing happened to him. I can definitely understand like a situation like that causing some level of like trauma, you know, like mental trauma. I know that like, you know, a lot of right wingers don't believe in taking mental health seriously and stuff like that. But I would imagine a situation like that could potentially be mentally traumatic. But as far as like physical damage, it's a scratch. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if he owned a cat and his cat scratched him with its claws, it probably would have inflicted more damage than what he experienced on that day.
Fight, fight, fight! Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely.
Considering this nation prides itself on like the rights of people and people's freedom of speech, people's freedom of expression, you know, things along those lines. Considering that's what our nation prides itself on, I'd much rather have the person who's not trying to strip the rights away from, you know, hundreds of thousands of people represent our country. Not the guy who basically wants to mass deport people and the guy who wants to take away queer rights and women's rights and stuff like that. That's who I want in office, not the guy who's trying to do all that horrible shit. But okay. Guy who took a bullet, you know, and kind of like raised his fist by getting his ear grazed a little bit. Maybe that means something to someone, but it doesn't mean shit to me.
I think this election.
Miss Gender Lynn says Mr. Crystal knocked over here. Yo, true. He was literally talking. We talked about this on a previous stream. He literally like talked about like he was probably just like saying some stupid shit that he pulled out of his ass in the moment, but like he was basically like advocating for like let's do the purge, or like Crystal knocked like in modern day, but like let's do the purge like for real. If you ever seen the movie The Purge, he literally was like talking about like let's do that for real. Like fucking bizarre.
The most important election of our lifetime.
Do you want the guy in office who lies to your face every time he steps up on stage? The guy who during a debate watched by millions of Americans talked about people eating dogs and cats when that's not happening? Or the guy who talked about transgender surgeries being forced on illegal immigrants in prison when that's not happening? The guy who tried to push the narrative that kids are going to school and coming back with trans surgeries when that's not happening? Like, dude, is that the guy you want to be president? Like, we've always kind of had this, like, I think Americans have this, like, healthy level of skepticism that, like, yeah, politicians, they lie to us from time to time. I think we understand that going into it. But, like, do you want to have someone who's, like, blatantly lying to your face, not even making an effort to hide it? I don't know about you, but no, I don't want a guy like that who's constantly lying to me and spreading misinformation to me in an effort to try and push, like, dog shit narratives. Yeah. I don't want that guy in office.
This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms.
She has said many times that she doesn't want to take away guns. Yeah, exactly. That's the funniest thing. Both Kamala Harris and Tim Walz have both talked about the fact that they're gun owners and they're not in favor of like stripping people of their guns. But of course, you know, MAGA Republicans are going to push that, you know, so that their side will, oh man, I don't want my guns to get taken away, so I'm going to vote for Trump, even though she has no intention of actually doing that.
They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed.
We're glad you left, Elon. We're much happier as a Californian. I'm much happier that your dumbass isn't here.
or banning voter ID for voting. I still can't believe that's real. So how are you supposed to have a good, proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And
Okay, this guy shouldn't be talking about free speech when he literally like bans the words cis and cisgender from his platform because he considers them slurs. Never mind the fact that they're not slurs, but you know, it's okay for people to say the N-word on Twitter or to say the F slur on Twitter or to say genuinely hateful shit on his platform. But if somebody uses the term cisgender, which is a medical term to describe people who aren't transgender, that's a slur and it's not allowed on the platform. Like, I see this sometimes, like normie people who aren't aware of this and normie people who don't regularly use terms like cis and cisgender, they'll look at like queer communities on the internet and they're like, why are they censoring the term cis? Why, instead of like spelling it out the way it's meant to be spelled, why are they putting like an exclamation point? And they think we're fucking crazy. It's because Elon will suppress your tweets if you type cis or cisgender. That's why queer communities do that.
people don't know what's going on.
But remember, he's the free speech guy, Chad. Remember.
They don't know the truth. How can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win.
Kamala says she wants to end loopholes in gun laws that allow gun shows to not have to register guns that are purchased from them. Yeah, that seems like pretty common sense that, like, yeah, you know, part of gun safety, you know, is, you know, being able to register a gun and track ownership of it and stuff like that. You know, that's part of like gun safety, and it makes a lot of sense to do those things. So yeah, I think that there should be laws to close those kind of loopholes. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's trying to take away people's firearms or anything like that. It just, hey, this is a problem. This is a hole in the system that we need to close. And it makes sense. But yeah, anyway.
To preserve democracy in America.
Concepts Tippy, what are you, a liberal commie? Oh my God.
Yes. This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote. Okay.
Okay, the one thing he said in this whole thing that I actually agree with. Yes, you should register to vote, and you should vote on election day.
And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours.
I believe today, at the time of recording, I believe today was the last day. I think you could still register online, so if you haven't already, and you happen to live in one of those states, be sure to do so now. But yeah, I believe today was the last day in those states that were mentioned here.
Like, text people now. Now. Oh, and then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction. Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important.
I think it's really funny that he would say something like that because, like, that's kind of like what Trump has alluded to in some of his, like, you know, rallies. This will be the last time you'll ever have to vote again, which kind of like gives off a very like dictatorish vibe. I don't know if the people who cheered that on when he said that got that, but like that's kind of the vibe that anybody who's paying attention gets from it. But yeah, that's a very odd phrasing.
So Get everyone you know. Everyone. So I'm speaking to people out there.
Mr. Lynn in the chat says he's paying $47 to every person that you get registered to vote. Yeah, I saw that. Somebody tweeted that on Twitter, that he's like paying people $47 if they'll register to vote, which is kind of interesting.
Everyone in the crowd, I think, is already convinced. But for people out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream, you need to get everyone you know at work.
Trump is just standing there like, wrap it up, Elon, wrap it up.
Friends, family, tech.
You're stealing my spotlight, Elon. Look, I love you, Elon, but you're stealing my spotlight. Could you wrap it up, please?
Groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now. Only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And if they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay? So nothing is more important. And a lot of people think maybe their vote doesn't count. Well, it does, okay? It does. It matters. And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes.
Still astonishing to me that people bow and lick his feet. Are you talking about Elon? I gotta be honest, back in the day, I drank the Elon KoolAid because he really presents himself in this way that, like, it's like, wow, you know, he's done these amazing things. He founded PayPal, and, you know, he founded SpaceX, and he founded Tesla, and, like, all this stuff. Oh, you're talking about Trump. But I will say, in regards to Elon, like, I drank the Elon KoolAid for a while. And then as you start, like, unfolding the layers of, like, you know, the truth in regards to, like, Elon's history, you're like, oh, he's just a guy who had money and, like, invested in some companies, and, like, he just profited off of the investments. Okay. You know, I was even one of the people that thought, hey, maybe Elon buying Twitter would be a good thing. You know, because I did think Twitter was a little bit excessive with, like, their TOS and stuff, and people would get banned for the most, like, mundane things. So at first I was like, oh, you know, maybe Elon buying Twitter might actually be a good thing. And then he bought it. And then I felt like a fucking idiot. So I drank the Elon KoolAid at one point, and I feel kind of stupid for it now, but whatever.
It's 500 votes. A tiny margin. So get everyone you know to register to vote. I believe that's swapthevote.com. I believe that's the site. And double check that your registration is good. Don't take it for granted. I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is the one takeaway, more than anything, that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania.
See, he does a thing. He looks around like for approval. Like, did I do good, Daddy Trump? Please tell me I did good.
So
he's like a child. If you've ever seen a child, like, maybe they do a stage performance at school, or maybe they're like, you know, maybe they play sports and they do like a good play in sports, and like instantly the first thing they do is they look to their dad and they're like, Dad, did I do good, Dad? You know, it's very much like that, but he's a grown ass man looking to another grown ass man who's not very intelligent.
So thank you, and honestly, you want to just be a pest. Just be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street, everywhere. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
Oh my God. Yeah, the rumors were true. That was big cringe. Let's dive into like Twitter and take a look at some of the memes that kind of came out of this. So obviously we kind of got a brief glimpse of it earlier, but the odd like jumping around bit, let's take a look at that. Does this have...
Is the only reason we can...
Okay, here we go.
Rocket company is the only reason we can now send America...
Oh my God.
Take over, Elijah.
Jeez. Okay, we got another one here. I think this is another view of the jump. The jump is just so cringe.
Come here. Take over, Elijah. Take over.
See, he does it. I know I brought attention to it already, but he does that weird look around to see if everybody approves of what he's doing.
Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Jeez, it's so funny. You notice it every time he does it. Here's some like pictures that came out of this. Sorry, this is the funniest single photo of the entire election. It's him mid-jump, just looking like, oh my God. That you know, I'd like to say something about what he looks like here, but some people might find it offensive, so I don't think I'm going to say it. But I think the funniest part is like you got Trump looking back here like, what the fuck is he doing back there? What is he doing back there? And then he's just like, duh? Oh my God. It's so funny. I did make this tweet. And, you know, some people will probably be upset with this tweet. But I had to make the tweet because it's the first thought that came to my mind. I said, when your autistic cousin unwraps the new Sonic game on Christmas morning. So, okay, if you've got an autistic relative and, you know, they're into Sonic, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? You have 100% seen this moment in your living room if your autistic cousin gets the new Sonic game. It's just facts, okay? We also have this here. I kind of briefly want to go over this. Over the weekend, X Twitter took the @America handle from the original user who registered it. The handle now belongs to Elon Musk and his super PAC set up to support Donald Trump. Here's everything we know. So this is from Matt Binder. We'll dive into this a little bit. Ex-owner Elon Musk has once again hijacked a rare coveted username from its original user. This time, however, the takeover wasn't for the good of X, the company. It was so Musk could promote Donald Trump for president. So the guy who's like pro-free speech is literally taking away someone's platform to promote Donald Trump. This is somebody who registered this and I would assume they were probably using the for a while, but like, they just took it. They just took the made it their own, and just stripped away somebody's platform. It's insane. The @America handle appeared attached to a brand new account set up just this month in October 2024. However, this rare one-word geographic handle had already been long registered by another X user more than 14 years prior to Musk taking the handle from them in September of 2010. According to a person familiar with the situation, X took the handle from the user, much like Musk's social media company took the X handle from its original registrant from last year. So, yeah, he's just like taking people's accounts away for his own purposes. But remember, chat, this is the free speech guy, though. Fucking insane. This was an interesting quote that happened in a conversation between Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson recently. I think I saw Misgender Lynn in the chat references. Let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at this clip.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
Bro is really cooked and he knows it. He's cooked and he fucking knows it.
Like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think, will I see my children? I don't know.
Because it's not like you can.
I mean, judging from how the way you've handled, you know, your trans child, it doesn't look like you have much interest in being a part of your children's lives anyway. So maybe it won't be so bad.
Say, well, yeah, I maxed out.
Jesus. So anyway, that pretty much does it for Elon Musk. The guy's fucking cringe, and he just like is all over like Donald Trump's nuts. Like it's literally like a notice me senpai type moment with him. But I don't know. It's just so bizarre. If you look into like the history of like Elon Musk and his move towards the right, it really comes down to, oh, you know, I'm anti-woke, and oh, you know, the woke mind virus got my child and trans them, and it's really cringy, bigoted shit. But hey, you know, his idol, Mr. Donald Trump, recognized him, and he's giddy like a schoolgirl about it. So good for him, I guess. I don't know.